All right, now it's time to take a look at Paul Charchian's 3 sleepers for Week 3, starting with Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
Kirk Cousins. Why not? We've been saying, we've been saying Kirk Cousins might be the better guy all along, and really it's a good opportunity for him as well. In the 5 games in which Kirk Cousins has gotten the starter's share of time, Cousins' average game is an impressive 265 yards and 1.5 touchdowns. That puts him in starter's territory for fantasy use. Most of us believe that Kirk Cousins has played better than RG3 over the past couple of years. And if that's the case, you'll be heartened to know that even RG3 had a lot of success passing against the Eagles. In 4 career starts, RG3's always thrown multiple touchdowns against his division rival. And last year, he threw for 264 and 329 yards. The Eagles' secondary was bad last year, allowing the most passing yards, 306 per game. It doesn't look much better this year through 2 games. Chad Henne threw multiple touchdowns in Week 1, and then Andrew Luck threw 3 on Monday night. So, Kirk Cousins, nice sneaky play.
If he was on the waiver wire in your league, we told you to go get him. Khiry Robinson going against the Vikings for the Saints for their home opener. How do you feel about Khiry Robinson?
I like him this week against the Vikings. He takes over the lead back role for the Saints with Mark Ingram nursing a broken hand, and Pierre Thomas is there as well, but Thomas is really going to continue to be the team's pass-catching specialist. So that means Robinson's going to get a lot of work, and the coaching staff came out this week and said, we think Robinson can be our workhorse back. Well, okay, great. So do I. Let's see what happens. Now, if we add together Robinson and Ingram's first 2 game totals into one guy who's getting all of that combined work, it's pretty awesome. 20 touches per game and over 100 yards per game and 2 touchdowns per game. That's borderline, like top 10 kind of numbers here. The Vikings are a team in a state of shock right now, as evidenced by their mistake-filled blowout loss against the Patriots. In that game, the Patriots ran a whopping 35 times after getting ahead early, and the Vikings had no answer for it. That same scenario could play out this week as the Vikings play a much better offense, New Orleans.
All right, the Giants, they just look like a broken team this year, but you like Rueben Randle as a sleeper against the Houston Texans.
Well, in part because the Giants look so broken. This is a guy that, has hit the waiver wire in some leagues or is just sitting on benches in a lot of other leagues. Rueben Randle did show signs of life last week, though, scoring his first touchdown in 8 games. Maybe the new Bob McAdoo offense is just starting to click for Eli, and perhaps just in time, because Houston's secondary has been bad, despite facing 2 of the limpest passing offenses in the league, Washington and Oakland. Houston has allowed the 2nd most wide receiver yards. 4 opposing receivers have topped 62 yards, and big-bodied physical receivers like Rueben Randle have done particularly well. In weeks 1 and 2, very similarly built receivers, Pierre Garçon and James Jones, have combined for a crazy 26 targets, 19 receptions, 189 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, so if you're dealing with some injuries or maybe some tough matchups this week, Kirk Cousins, Khiry Robinson, and Rueben Randle, a few sleepers to consider.